Hello everyone. In this session we learn about the tokens in C++. Tokens means smallest individual part of your program. That is keywords, identifier, constant, operator, special symbols, strings. All these are keywords in C++. The first token is C++ keywords. Keywords means reserved word in C libraries or in C++ libraries. Keywords having specific meaning in C libraries. There are 73 keywords in C++. Check the list of that 73 keywords. Next is a identifier. All of you already know about the identifiers. That is, identifier means your identity is your name. Same here. Identifier means the name given to the data member function, name given to the structure, name given to the class is called the identifier. For example, integer A. A is a variable name. So, this is name given to the variable is a identifier. Then void add. Add is a function. Add is a function name. This is the identity of function. Then class employee. Here name of the class is employee. So this is the identity of class. This is employee is a identifier. Next, constant. Constant means in C++ we call the constant as a literals, means whose value is fixed or whose value cannot change during the execution of the entire program. We used a const keyword. We used const keyword to declare any constant variable. So throughout the program we can't change the value of that variable. For example, const integer data is equal to 5. Here data is a variable of type integer, but its constant's value is 5. So throughout the program the value for data remain constant, that is 5, or we can't change its value. Same for floating constant. Const float e is equal to 2.71, means throughout the program the value for e is fixed. Not possible to change the value of e. With the help of any data type, we used in your program any type of constant value. Different types of constants in C++: integer constants, float constants, character constants, string constant, then hexadecimal constant, octal constants. Any type of constants you used in your program. Next is a string. We know that string is a collection of characters. String is a collection of characters, or string is a array of characters. Array of characters. Normally we store the character in single quote, or we display or declare a character in single quote, but to store the string value we use the double quote. We use double quote, or end of the string is represented with the help of null character. End or termination of string is always represented with the help of null character, that is /0. In C++ we use character data type, otherwise string data type, to declare a string variable. For example, character name 30 is equal to hello. Means here 30 bytes of memory is created for hello string. Next, character name is equal to hello. The compiler here we not specified the size of character name variable. So compile reserve the required memory. Required memory means total 6 bytes of memory. To store every character we need 1 byte of memory. Next, character name 30 is equal to, in curly bracket there is a character array. We can store single character in character array. Or last is string name is equal to hello. Here 32 bytes of memory created or reserved by the compiler. Next, operator. There are different types of operators which are used in C and C++ programming. In C programming we learn about arithmetic operator, relational operator, logical operator, bitwise operator, assignment operator, conditional operator. All these are binary operator. Same as C++, we use the two types of operator, that is unary operator and binary operator. You know about the binary operator. Binary operator means the operator which perform operation on two operand, that is a plus b, a minus b. Here a and b are the operand. Binary operator always perform the operation on two operand. So addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, in this operation we need two operand. Same in case of relation. We want to check the relation between two variables, a greater than b, a less than b. Here we need two operand. So all these are binary operator. But in C++ there are some unary operator. Unary operator, same which is we used in C programming, that is plus operator, minus operator, which perform the operation on single operand, that is a plus plus. A is a single operand on which plus operator perform the operation. Okay, I repeat it again. The unary operator perform the operation on single operand, but binary operator perform the operation on two operands. Next, special symbols. Special symbols which are used in programming, that is brackets which are used in array declaration, then braces which are used in array initialization, otherwise to open or close, means in class declaration, in function definition we use the braces, then comma to separate the variable declaration, that is to separate the variables, then semicolon to end of the line or termination of the statement, then parenthesis which is used at the time of function declaration or function definition, asterisk is some symbol used in pointer declaration, then assignment operator used in assigning the value to the variable, then preprocessor hash operator which is used at the time of header file declaration. Operators in C++. Check the list of operator in C++. Unary operator plus and minus. Then binary operator, that is arithmetic operator, relational operator, logical operator and bitwise operator, assignment operator. And one is conditional operator, that is ternary operator, which is not unary operator, not binary operator. Next important concept in C++ is variable in C++. It is same concept like in C variables, like C variables. Variable means the memory location, or variable is a memory location where we stores the values. Variable is a memory location where we stores the value. Second important point, if you want to change the value of variable at the time of program execution, it is possible. The value stored in variable we can change during the program execution, but in case of constants, the value of constant variable cannot be changed during the program execution. There is the main difference between the constant variables and normal variable. In C++, all the variables must be declared before it is used. Next topic is control structure or decision making statements and loops in C++. Same as C. That is control statement, that is selection statement, if else ladder, nested if else, switch case. Then iteration statement, that is for loop, while loop, do while loop. Then jump statement, break, continue and return. All this we learn already in C programming, but we revised it in our practical or program session. Next topic, that is new topic in your C++, that is scope resolution operator. Scope resolution operator in C++, scope resolution operator used for different purpose. First important thing, scope resolution operator used to access global variable in local block. Second, to define function outside the class. Next, in case of static variable definition, in case of static function, there are various use of scope resolution operator in C++. We learn all these use of scope resolution operator one by one in next chapters. Here we discuss two use of our scope resolution operator. One is to access global variable when there is a global variable name and local variable name is same. Check. In given program or example, in given program, here integer x is a global variable, the variable which is declared outside the function body, outside the any function body is called global variable. I repeat it again, the variable which is declared outside any function definition is called global variable. So here integer x is a global variable. After that, the main function body start. Here we declared x variable again, but this x variable is declared inside the main function, so this x is a local variable. This variable we stored this variable we declared inside the main function, that's why this x is a local variable. Now the scope, using scope resolution operator, we access or we use global variable inside local body, means inside local function body. But here the local variable name and global variable name is same. Local variable name and global variable name is same. So to access global variable inside the function, we use here a scope resolution operator. We use scope resolution operator. So in the first statement, that is cout, value of global x is, here we display the value of global variable of x, and in second line we display the value of local variable, that is x, that is 10. Next use of scope resolution operator is to define a function outside the class. To define function outside the class. Here the name of the class is A, or we declared one function, that is we only declared the function inside the class, and we define this function outside the class, that is function name is fun, only declared inside the class A. Now we define the function outside the class using class name and scope resolution operator. The return type of the function is void. Next, A is a class name, then we use the scope resolution operator and then use the function. Here the scope resolution operator specifies that function fun, that fun function, is in the scope of class A. I repeat it again. Fun is the function in the scope of the class A. Then we display the one message. After that, in main function we create the object of class A, and then with the help of object and dot operator we call the function fun. That's it. Next point is memory management operators in C++. Memory management operators in C++. There are two operators in C++. One is new and another one is delete operator. Both are memory management operator. Array can be used to store the multiple homogeneous, means similar type of data. Okay, we can store the same type of data in our array, or we allocate the memory for array when it is declared. But most of the time we declared the array having maximum size, but actually we can't use this size. So there will be the wastage of memory. The best thing is to do this situation is to declare an array with maximum possible memory required and maximum size, possible size which is expected. Okay, but here is a wastage of memory when we declare array with maximum size. Or to avoid this problem of wastage of memory, we can allocate dynamic memory to the array using new operator and delete operator in C++. Means when we need memory, then we allocate the memory at the runtime, and when the array is not used for longer time, or that memory is not longer time used, then we release that memory using delete operator. First is a new operator. It is used to create the object, while a delete operator used to delete the object. Delete operator is used to delete the object. When the object is created by using the new operator, then object will exist until we'll explicitly use the delete operator to delete the object. For example, a syntax pointer variable is equal to new data type. Here integer pointer p is equal to new integer. Means p is a pointer variable of type integer. Second one is example, that is float q, or q is equal to new float. In above example, q is a pointer of type float. Here memory is created for the particular variable. Now next memory management operator, that is delete operator. When the memory is no longer required, then we need to deallocate the memory. So that memory is used for another purpose. or we can achieve this with the help of delete operator. Syntax is delete pointer variable. For example, delete p, delete q. Here delete p statement, that delete is the operator used to delete or free the memory which is allocated for the particular objects. Here delete p, delete is the operator which delete or deallocate the memory which is allocated for the p object. Next point is the array. And in C or C++, array is the collection of similar data types of elements. Means we stored, if the array is of type integer, then we stores only the integer value. If the array is of type character, then we stores it only character array or character values. We can store any number of elements of similar type in the array variable. Next important point is array index. Array index start from 0. Array index start from 0. They can be used to store the collection of primitive data type such as integer, float, double, character, etc. Next is the string. We already discussed in string. We already discussed in your identifier. Sorry, C. Strings, that is collection of characters. String is the collection of characters. Or we declared is or initialize it in different way with using character data type or using string data type. Next is the structure in C or C++. Structure is a collection of different data type element, or to declare a structure we use the struct keyword. Struct keyword. Here syntax is struct, structure name, then structure members. Example, struct student, integer roll number, character name, float marks, etc. The structure contains two types of member. One is structure members and data members and members function. Structure contains the two types of member. One is data members and another one is member function. These data members are the normal C++ variable, and member function are user defined the function. That is struct student, integer roll number, character name, float marks. All these roll number, name and marks, all these are data members of the structure student. And void get and void show, this get and show, these are the member function of the struct student. Similar to that structure, we use the new concept, that is class in C++. Instead of using struct keyword, we use the class keyword in C++. Thank you.